Samsung SM, can I ask you to mute yourself until court starts?
Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Lal, and this is going to be our Orca misdemeanor status calendar for today, 22nd at 1:30 p.m. This is a hybrid calendar. We have a few individuals in the courtroom, as well as the bulk of the individuals appearing by Zoom. If you are a defendant charged with one or more misdemeanor offenses, whether you're in the courtroom or on Zoom, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say during the course of these proceedings about the facts or circumstances of your case, please remember that your statements can and will be used against you. So please remember to exercise your right to remain silent. You also have a right to an attorney. When I'm going to be calling your cases, one of the first questions I'm going to be asking is, who is your attorney? So if you already have an attorney, your attorney should be responding on your behalf. If you don't have an attorney, then please remember that you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one and you're financially qualified for the services of the Fulton County Public Defender's Office, you will need to file an application so they can review it and make sure you do qualify. And if you do, then the Public Defender's Office will be appointed to represent you during the course of these proceedings. But if you choose not to use the services of the Public Defender's Office or not apply with them, then it's your responsibility to make sure you hire a private attorney, or you can choose to waive your right to counsel and represent yourself. Please remember that if you represent yourself, you are responsible for understanding how the law applies to the facts of your case. You're responsible for any legal decision you make and how it may impact your situation, such as a negative impact on any other open cases, on your job, on your residency, any professional licenses you may have, and so forth. So you have to be responsible for that. Now, if you are a defendant or an attorney and you are appearing via Zoom, I would need your video on, but then on your audio mute. Again, your video has to be on, but your audio has to be on mute. Another thing is also, you are supposed to be appropriately dressed. You're not supposed to be driving, and you're definitely not supposed to be in the middle of lunch or grocery shopping while you're attending. Okay. The fifth position I'm going to address is hopefully briefly position number 17. I have Zachary Tyndall, Schindel, or Schindel. Case number 20 CR 002-811Y. And is it Miss Holly?
That's correct.
All right. And Mr. Schindle's on Zoom or in the courtroom? He's with you?
It's Mr. Schindel on Zoom.
Okay. All right, Mr. Schindel, your attorney is going to speak for you. All right, Miss Holly?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so Judge, this is a case that I have represented back on since December of last year. And we have moved this case in division. He has actually met with me. We've spoken multiple times. I've had meetings with my prosecutor in Judge Edie's division. And Judge Edie is actually aware of this case as well. I'm not sure why this case was transferred over to Orca, but my request at this time is that it move back to division, since I am the assigned division attorney and his assigned attorney, and I'm not sure why this case was transferred over.
Riser, do you have any objection to this case going back to Judge Edie's division?
I don't, but I think it was transferred as part of the Orca project. So it was Judge Edie's decision and his chamber's decision to transfer it. So I think he transferred it for a reason, given the date would qualify for Orca backlog cases. So if his office transferred it down here, I don't think it's necessary to transfer it back, but if the court wants to do that.
I definitely was not going to step on Judge Edie's shoes. I just wondered whether you had any objection, then I was going to reach out to the division and ask them whether they had any qualms about me sending this case back. Otherwise, we'll be glad to keep it with Orca.
Yep.
All right?
That works.
So, Miss Holly, I'm going to go ahead and contact Judge Edie's division, and we will, and if he doesn't have any issues with that, then we will just send it back, have the clerk's office send it back to the division.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Are there any private attorneys in the courtroom? All right, I'll be addressing the private attorneys on the Zoom at the present time. Mr. Moran, good morning, good afternoon.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Will Moran here on behalf of Joshua Donaldson. This case, I believe, was recently transferred from Judge Mather's courtroom. We have, and this is for a status hearing, I believe today, we have partial discovery on this case. We have video evidence and the accusation. We are missing the incident report. And if possible, could I get some clarification as to who the assistant solicitor is assigned to this case?
We don't have an assigned solicitor presently. The solicitor who's sitting in for the status calendar is Ms. Jordan Reiser. And you'll see her on the Zoom as ASG Jordan Reiser. So I'm going, and anything else besides outstanding discovery?
We also do not have a plea recommendation yet either.
Okay, give me 1 second. Is this position 5, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And is Mr. Donaldson on Zoom?
Yes, he is, Your Honor. He's Josh D. Mr. Donaldson, can you raise your hand, please?
All right, first he needs to go put on a shirt.
Mr. Donaldson, can you put on a shirt as well, please?
All right.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
I'm showing a sentence recommendation was relayed on 5/25 of 2023. And
I did not personally receive that. That may have been sent to our other attorney who has a leave of absence filed right now, and who's out of the office. So I can reach out to him, and I have attempted to do that, and I have not gotten a response yet. So I will follow up with him and see if he has that recommendation.
Along with that, would we have been sent a plea proposal as well, a plea offer?
he should have, yes. And I'm also showing that the report and videos were sent via evidence.com. I will just go ahead and reshare everything with
If you can
counsel.
email that to me, I would greatly appreciate that. That would definitely speed up the process.
I will definitely do that. Can you put your email, or did you email me earlier?
Yes, I emailed you earlier today.
Yes, sorry, I did not get to it yet. I was in
That's
court
okay.
this morning, but I will send everything at the conclusion of this calendar to you, including the plea recommendation.
All right, that sounds great. And Your Honor, if we could maybe put this off for a 30-day reset potentially, to give me time to talk with the state about a potential resolution on this case.
I'm going to put on the July 21st. It's called the motions calendar, but I'm just going to put it down for a possible final plea or another status. And this is going to be on July 21st at 9 a.m. And I would need you and your client to appear in person.
That sounds great, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
You and your client.
Yes,
Not
we'll be there in person.
At 9 a.m. And this is, although it's styled as a motions calendar, you're going to be placed there for either a final plea or a status, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Donaldson, you'll be required to show up in court in courtroom G33 on July 21st at 9 a.m. Thank you.
And you said G33?
G33 at 160 Prior Street.
Okay, G33. Got it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all our business today. May we be excused?
Mr. Moran, you said you're covering for another attorney or?
Yes, our other attorney is out on his one vacation week a year this week, and he'll be back on Monday.
So what's his attorney's name?
Mike Moran.
Oh, okay, all right. And could you ask Mike Moran to file an entry of appearance, please? I know he's out of town, but could his office submit one?
We did file an entry and motions that has both of our signatures on it. That was filed back in July of 2022, Your Honor.
You have that, Ms. Ritter?
It's in the e-file as well. I checked earlier today on the court website that shows all of the records, and that was uploaded and is available on the official court records, Your Honor.
I see motions.
It's titled under motions. Yeah, it needs to be under entry.
All right.
When they file.
I'll do a separate.
If you'd like us to file an additional entry, I'd be happy to do that.
We just wanted to put Mr. Moran's name as the attorney of record. I don't know why. It's not listing an attorney, so I think when it was filed as motions, it was whoever reviewed it before it was accepted, the envelope was accepted, didn't consider that an entry of appearance was buried in there, so.
Got it, Your Honor. We'll maybe start filing those separately, I guess.
It would help, thank you, or maybe just style it as entry of appearance and motion, so.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See you the 21st, thank you. Mr. Yes.
Does that include our business?
Yes, it does.
Have a great
Thank you.
Okay.
You too, thank you. Mr. Friedman, who do you represent?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Aaron Friedman, I represent Stanley Preston.
Yes. All right, Mr. Preston's position number 15, is he on the Zoom?
He is, Your Honor. I think it's listed as iPhone. Will you please unmute and say hello, Mr. Preston?
Which one? The one in the car or?
I think it's the one in the car, Judge.
I got 3 iPhones, I think. All right, the one in the car. Okay.
My name Major Hyman in the my name Major Hyman in the car, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Stanley Preston. I know he had logged on. Stanley Preston, you there? Judge, he's been calling my office all day trying to, so I know he should be on, or if he's not, he's having a problem trying to.
All right, why don't you call him? Let him know he needs to be here.
Okay, Mr. Preston, are you on now? I think he's. Well, I will call him and
Okay, thank you.
report back.
Mr. Lewis, Craig Lewis, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And who do you represent, please?
I represent Mr. DeAnthony Whiteside, Judge.
Okay. Position number 25, and is Mr. Whiteside on Zoom?
I do not see his name in the list, but as you did, I see 3 iPhones and a Samsung Galaxy. So, Ms. Whiteside. All right, Judge.
Anthony Jaquavius Whiteside.
I am going to assume, Your Honor, that he is not at this point, and I will tell you why. I have received a copy of I received moments before I got on a Zoom session, a copy of an envelope that says the notice for court was returned on February 23rd. No forwarding address, no forward available. Judge, here, I'm going to ask you to continue this to another status/motions calendar. The reason why I'm asking that, Your Honor, is I did not receive a notice for your afternoon calendar. I thought I was going to Judge Mather this morning at 9 o'clock, and only by calling a former employee, ASG Select, I was told that it was going to be on June the 20th when she consulted one of the employees, and then only moments. That's why I'm dressed up. I was headed to the courthouse. I was told that it's in front of you. So if he got one, Judge, or if he's heard of the notice,
I'm losing you.
He may have been on the 9 a.m. arrival instead of the 1:30, as our head was doing this morning.
You sent her on May 24th.
Oh, we have a list of when the notice was sent out?
Yes, on May 11th, to both Mr. Creel and to the client defendant. And
Notices was sent
On
out
what
on May
day?
11th, and I'm just looking to see, but you got it, right? For this Zoom link?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I did not. Whoever's no, no, ma'am. I did not. You know me, Judge. I'm gonna call around when I can't find what I need, and I called around and found out it was before you. And in fact, I was told it was in person. And I got in the road, and then while on the road, I was told, "Oh no, you can appear soon." And so that's why I pulled over in the parking lot.
I think your office had better check with the clerk's office, because I do see the notice sent to the Peachtree. Is it Peachtree Street?
235.
35, yeah. So you might want to
Okay.
confirm with the clerk's office and see what's going on in those respects, but I just need it to be sent up. Okay, with regards to Whiteside, I'm gonna
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't see any progress going on with your case. That was.
I have discovered. Let me shut up. Go ahead, Judge.
I see there were motions, there was a status conference. It looks like discovery was already submitted.
Yes. How do I what, Judge?
Do you want to proceed from this point?
I want to get it to the status/final plea calendar because, as you know, there's some effort that's put into preparing for trial. I had long, exhaustive conversations with my client before. I will tell the court that there was a co-defendant listed in this case, not a cross-defendant, but a co-defendant. That co-defendant had pled out to a guilty plea probated sentence some time ago. That probation looks like it was closed from the record.
It was Antoine Whiteside, and the disposition was entered on March 9th, and it was an unsuccessful termination of probation. So things didn't work out.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I saw.
Okay. So I'm going to reset your case. I'm not going to issue a bench warrant right now, but he will need to appear in person in the courthouse. And that's going to be on also July 21st.
Judge, can I come sooner than that? And I only ask that because I am anticipating being subpoenaed as a witness in a foreign state case that begins on July 20th.
I'm sorry, what?
I have been told, and I have agreed, that I am going to receive a subpoena in a foreign state, in a case in South Florida.
I see. Okay.
On July 20th. So if you could bring just a little bit earlier.
That I have to
I'm trying.
plead to Miss Redden. She is, we had an earlier set, wasn't it? June?
Overbooked it. We were already at max capacity, so when I gave you the one from this morning.
Which one is, what date is that?
The 7th.
The 7th?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Today says, no, that won't give enough time. We need another later date, wasn't it?
You want a later date
Yeah,
than July 7th?
no,
You want an earlier date than July?
yes.
Okay.
You know what, Judge? That's okay. I'm doing this pro bono. I'll get one of my colleagues to cover. I'm good. I'll find somebody to cover. There's enough lawyers that owe me some favors.
Hallelujah. July 21st at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
In person in Port
That'll work.
33.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Oh, may I ask who my counterpart is now? Who's on the other side of this?
It's still either going to be Miss Jordan Reiser or Miss Angela Walbrook. Those are the two who have been notoriously around. So.
Understood. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Take care, all.
All right. Mr. Freed, is your client present?
Yes, Your Honor. He is present. Is Moto G Power. He was on before, Judge. He was on. I think it was connecting his audio, but he is present online.
All right. And how are you proceeding?
Your Honor, we do have discovery in this matter. We are trying to get the video. Other than that, I know we've been emailing. We do have an offer. If we can go on a final plea, I do anticipate probably this will be a plea. I mean, not a plea, Judge, a trial. in this case, Judge. But if I could have one last shot trying to get the video, I know it's an old case, a 2018 case. If we can go on a final plea, and then we will probably go to a jury trial, Judge, after that.
Ms. Reiser, has the video ever been uploaded to evidence.com?
I don't think it's uploaded to evidence.com. Let me look something really quick. I'll need to pull the hard copy of the file, Judge. It might be.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Reiser.
Welcome. I'll pull the hard file.
You're awesome.
This case is going to be reset to the final plea calendar. Excuse me, to not the final plea. You said you wanted a jury trial or bench trial?
Jury, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to reset it to the final plea calendar on August 4th.
August 4.
Yes, and y'all need to appear in person. No more Zoom.
Perfect.
Okay,
What position, Judge?
position 15, Stanley Preston. Mr. Preston, your next court date is August 4th, 9 a.m. This is going to be for final plea calendar. Hopefully y'all would have received a copy of the video to look at, and then you can decide how you want to proceed. You did indicate that the case may go on a jury trial, so I'm going to go ahead and generate a case management order right now. And also, sua sponte, put it on a jury trial calendar. I do not have a date at the present time. So if it doesn't get resolved at the final plea calendar, at least we'll have a date for a trial.
That sounds wonderful, Judge.
Great. Okay, anything else, sir?
No, Your Honor, that concludes my business with this honorable court. May I please be excused?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Friedman.
Thank you.
All right, I think, Mr. Bernard, are you counsel?
Good afternoon, Judge. Yes, I represent Jermaine Kelly. He is on the link as iPhone 3. Just wave your hand, Mr. Kelly. All right.
Okay, let's go ahead and rename that to Jermaine Kelly. Okay, that's position number 13. And Mr. Bernard, how would you like to proceed in your case? Are you ready for trial?
Judge, we received an offer about a week ago, I believe, and we're trying to discuss that. I believe that I don't have discovery on this case, and so what I'd like to do is get that, as well as speak with the prosecutor regarding a resolution. I think it'll end up being a resolution that we can resolve short of trial. But if I could just get the discovery and then speak with the prosecutor, I think we could come to a resolution.
Okay, Ms. Reiser, any comment on discovery?
Let me see. Give me 1 second. I don't see an entry filed, but I can send over what we have.
All right, so Mr. Bernard, Ms. Reiser with the ASG's office will send you the discovery or whatever links are required to get to discovery. Okay. And the case is reset for a final plea calendar on August 4th at 9 a.m. It will be in person.
Okay.
All right, so if your client decides to accept the plea offer, please make sure that the documents are all signed and squared away so that we can be ready to go.
Okay, Judge. Which courtroom will it be in?
G33 at 160 Prior Street.
Okay. 9 a.m.
Correct.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Mr. Kelly, please be prepared to come down to court on August 4th at 9 a.m. You will need to appear in person with your attorney. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't. Any other private counsel on Zoom? I think I've addressed all the private attorneys. Mr. Gaither, who do you have?
I actually don't have anyone on this calendar, Judge.
Okay, all right. You make sure that you get a student. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be calling the names of the individuals. I need to find out whether you have an attorney. Mr. Preston, I've already addressed your case. You can contact your attorney. You're free to leave the Zoom. If any of you who have already addressed your attorney and matters already been addressed, you're free to leave the Zoom, okay? But if I have not called your name and I've not addressed your case, do not leave. Otherwise, we'll have to issue a bench warrant for you to show up the next time. Sir in the white shirt, what's your name?
Darren Ford.
Stand up and tell me your name.
Darren Ford.
Ford, Ford,
Ford.
or Ford. Darrell Ford, position standard. Mr. Ford, it says over here your attorney is Russell Burnett.
Yes, I have 2020.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'll be
Have you retained counsel since then?
I have an offer notice this year.
Right. You just found out this year that he passed away in
He passed away.
Okay. And have you contacted the public defender's office to see if you qualify?
I did, they told me I had to fill out some paperwork as I heard you earlier.
Right, and we have a public defense attorney over here who can have you fill it out to see if you qualify. I do not know if you do, but your case has been. Yeah, it looks like everything has already been provided, discovery and so forth, and your case is ready for trial. So, do you want to see if you qualify, or do you want to hire another attorney?
All
right, you have to have a seat, and Mr. Mr. Gabriel, do you have the applications so far? You can just interview them.
I'll talk to him. Yeah, I can talk to him, Judge.
Sir, what's your name?
Irvin Turner. Irvin Turner.
Irving Towers?
Turner.
Turner.
Position 22, Judge.
And Mr. Turner, you've got a case involving several charges, including DUI, from May 2017. Who's your attorney?
That's still having calls for the attorney. I have a hard time like right now.
So you don't have an attorney? Do you want to see if you qualify for the public defender's office?
And I'll speak to him, Judge. Yes.
Is there anyone else in the courtroom? No, okay. Antoine Sterling?
Yes, I'm right here.
Where are you?
Right here.
You're in a very dark room. Because you're in bed. Lord, it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry to wake you up, but you're.
Oh no, you didn't wake me up, ma'am.
All right, you need to put your hood down.
All right.
All right, Mr. Sterling, your attorney. You were represented by the public defender's office. Have you reached out to the public defender's office to see what's your status?
Not for a plea deal yet. But I did talk to them last month.
Who did you speak?
It was an older gentleman, the public defender's office with the white beard and white. It was while I was still incarcerated though. I haven't spoken to anybody since I've been out.
Okay, well, Judge, what I can do, I can get Mr. Sterling's contact information.
Okay.
Mr. Sterling, can you put your phone number in the chat for me?
Yes, I can. And send it directly to you, Mr. Frank?
Yes, sir. Send it to me.
Okay, I got you. Yes, I'm about to do that right now.
Okay.
Sterling is speaking with public defender's office.
Yes, ma'am.
Mute your screen and make sure that you're not lying down in bed.
Yes, ma'am.
April Garrett. April Garrett.
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
Ms. Garrett, and looks like you were also previously represented by the public defender's office. Have you reached out to them to see what y'all need to do?
No, ma'am, I have not. I actually just went in. I'm not familiar with Zoom. I just seen I had gotten a direct message and I just responded to it. I don't really know too much about Zoom.
That's correct, Judge. Good afternoon. This is Catrice Ellen with the Public Defender's Office. I just messaged Ms. Garrett, seeing that she was already previously represented by the Public Defender's Office, just to see if she qualifies, get her information ahead of time. So I will be speaking with Ms. Garrett today.
Okay, Ms. Garrett, do you have a contact information, Ms. Helen?
I do.
All right. Ms. Garrett, please hang on. Attorney Catrice Helen will be speaking with you. Do not leave the Zoom, please.
Okay, thank you.
Please mute your screen, Ms. Garrett.
Okay.
Nigel Folks.
Yes, ma'am. Here I am, right here.
Thank you. Ms. All right, Mr. Folks, you've got a case from February 2019, offense for simple battery. What's your attorney?
I don't have one, ma'am.
Can you put your device down so I can, and you put your arm down, please? Thank you. So, have you ever had one?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
All right, what would you like to do?
Do I need to speak to an attorney, or would I need to have a public defender?
If you want to see if you qualify for the public defender's office, you'll wait on Zoom, and someone, either Mr. Frank Gaither or Ms. Catrice Helen, will reach out and speak with you. What's a good number to reach you?
It is, hold on one second. It is it's 404 272 8445.
All right, Mr. Gaither or Ms. Helen, who's going to take this?
I wrote the number down, Judge. I think Miss Helen may be a little tied up, but I wrote his number down, so
Okay,
I'll put him in my rotation. I'll give him a call.
thank you. All right, Mr. Folks, Mr. Frank Gaither will be getting in touch with you. Please do not leave the Zoom. Please put your screen on mute.
In your honor, this defendant has two other cases in state court. I can provide you with those case numbers if you want. It looks like one is already assigned to Orca, and the other one is still with Judge Mather. The one assigned with Orca is 22 CR 000129G, and the other case is 22 CR 005846G, which is still with Judge Mather, it looks like.
For some reason, the 5846. Can you tell me what's the disposition on that?
I'm showing there's just an accusation filed back in August of 2022. No disposition on that yet.
All right, so Mr. Folks, you have 3 open cases with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully you may be represented by the public defender's office, otherwise you will need to hire an attorney for that many cases.
May I ask a question that may help you? I'm unable to get into honesty right now. Is there an attorney showing in those other 2 cases?
I can look it up, Frank. Just give me 1 second. I'll look it up and I'll send it to you in the chat.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Folks, one of the attorneys will reach out to you. Please stay on the Zoom.
All right.
Okay. I have a gentleman in a white shirt iPhone. If you can unmute and identify yourself. The gentleman in a white shirt in a car.
Major Hyman. My name is Major Hyman, Judge.
Spell your last name.
HYMOND.
Position 12, Your Honor.
All right, Major Hyman is position 12, accused of simple battery, driving a vehicle with a revoked license or suspended registration. And Mr. Hyman, I see you don't have an attorney listed as well. Who's your attorney?
Man, Your Honor, I'm trying to see what case I had license for over 7 or 8 years, so I don't even know what case what case is this. Like I paid $4,800 back in 2010, I think. And if you look, I got current license now. Like
To whom did you pay?
the state of Georgia.
Was your attorney Mecca?
$4,300.
Was your attorney Mecca Anderson?
That's an ASG judge. She's assigned to Judge
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mather. The judge, I'm checking one more thing. I'm showing on our internal system, this case was NOD'd.
Is what?
NOD? Yeah, NOD'd, but let me just look at case manager really quick. Because I need to, why was this?
This is position number 12.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah.
It was scheduled for jury on January 20th of last year.
That's old. I don't even know.
Mr. Hyman, I don't think it's that old a case because you were arrested on an arrest warrant and you made bond on October 4th, 2019.
They've been doing that. They done did that 4 times. Then I
And
did
you
it 4.
And then you
4
were
times.
arrested again and you made a new bond on January 29th.
For them same charges.
Yeah.
How can I have current license, ma'am?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the license. I'm just saying this is still an open case.
How?
This is still an open case.
I got bonded with that same charge, ma'am. I don't have like this right here just popped up at my address right here. This case right here. I bonded out on these same charges for over 7 or 8 times. This is ridiculous.
Well,
ridiculous. What you said, Judge?
I didn't say anything.
Like, and I came down there. I talked to someone down there. Like she pulled all your charges and stuff. Like, I don't know what to do. And look at all that. And then it's not just every time I have to bond out for all those same charges over and over again.
I'm still trying to figure out what your point is.
Oh, Lord.
Excuse me?
You said what my point is?
Yes.
Something's wrong. Is an error somewhere, ma'am. That's my point.
Let me see.
I've been at the same address for 9 years. The same address.
Which is?
1033 Hollywood Road.
Okay.
And before then, I was at 2110 Meadow Lane. I've been at Publix, my job, for the last 7 years. I don't know. They saying I have suspended license. I just got this brand new car right here through Publix. So I don't know how my license is suspended. I'm in the car now. In the parking lot.
Ms. Weiser, any updates on this NOD? Because I still see it's an active open case.
I see it's active.
What would the state like to do?
Sorry, Judge, just 1 second. I just want to check one more thing. Why? Yeah, Judge, I'm showing the internal system. It was NOD. I'm just gonna submit an all pros on it.
All right. The state has decided to close the case out, so the case is dismissed. I guess we won't be sending you any more mail. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have a good day, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, I have a iPhone 3. Can you please start your video and unmute so that we can, all right, yes, sir. What's your name?
Christopher Copeland.
Position 3.
I honestly don't know what this case is about.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say. Advisor, has the amount or the amount sought been resolved already, the child support services? Position number 3.
I have to look at the jail screen. I believe. Just give me 1 second on that, Judge.
Yeah, while
Right.
while I almost called you Miss Good. I'm sorry. While Ms. Reiser is looking over that other case, I can make an announcement on position 3 for Nigel Fox now.
Yeah.
It appears that George White of our office did volunteer appearance for one of the cases. And there is no attorney listed for the other case. So at least we know one of his cases is ours. So I was just going to take on all 3 cases. But obviously, I'm going to ask that this case, if you reset, give me at least an opportunity to pull them all together, at least pull the one that's and hear the information on it.
It's going to be reset for August 4th.
Okay.
It's going to be a final plea calendar.
Okay.
That's going to be at 9 a.m. Mr. Fox,
Yes, ma'am.
you have to come down to the courthouse on August 4th at 9 a.m. Your attorney is Mr. Frank Gaither.
Okay.
And I'm going to reset not only this case, case ending in 5796G, but we're going to put all 3 cases on the calendar. And that's going to be ready, Ms. Redden?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so the case that we have, 19 CR 0357996G, in which you're accused of simple battery from February 13, 2019. The other 2 cases are 22 CR 000129G. The third case is 22 CR 005846G. All right. Please be sure to speak to Mr. Gaither long before August 4th. Both sides can be ready. Yes, Mr. Gaither?
I was going to say, Mr. Falk, I just sent my email address and my telephone number in the chat. If you could do me a favor, just send me back your email address or at least email me once you get that information. So I
Okay.
We can go from there.
Okay, yes, sir.
And then, Your Honor, while Mr. Falk is still on the line, I have a procedural question I'm going to ask. Since I know now that cases are coming from different courtrooms, and one of his cases is still in Judge Mather, I take it that's a state court.
In the G division.
Okay,
They're all in the
they're
G
all
division.
here. Okay,
This one case is still with Judge Mather, but that can be brought over just to be handled as a companion.
that cleared my question up. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Folks, you're free to go. Please make sure you send the information to Mr. Gaither through the chat feature before you leave. Otherwise,
Okay.
y'all need to stay in communication so that you can resolve this.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Ms. Reiser, still?
Yes.
listening?
No, yes, Judge. That purge was paid back in 2017. I'll submit an all cross order.
Okay. Mr. Copeland, the case in which you had to appear today, the state has decided to close it out. So that means that you don't have to stay. You're free to go.
Can I ask a question? Is there something I could come get, a piece of paper to bring to my job to let them know that the case has been closed? Because I can't I can't get my supervised position without it.
All right. Ms. Redden, you will see in the chat feature One of our litigation managers is reaching out to you. And she'll give you some contact information on how to get the final disposition of this case.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Once you have the information, you're free to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone else whose case I have not called? All right, Mr. Samsung, and what's your name, please?
Mari Perez.
All right. What's your last name again?
Perez.
Perez. 14. Yeah. Mr. Maury Perez. All right. Position number 14. And Mr. Perez, your attorney was Johnny Castaneda. Is
Yes.
he your attorney?
Yes, he's my attorney.
Where is he?
I don't know. I don't think he's on the video, Zoom video.
I don't think so either.
And I just tried to contact him, and he didn't answer my call. So I'm trying to figure that out right now.
He's still your attorney?
Yes. Yes, because I had talked to him like 2 days ago.
And were you all aware of this court appearance?
Yes. But he sent me an email. He sent me an email about an offer, and and he said that I'm not taking the offer.
All right. So you're not taking the offer?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and please let your attorney know this case is going to be scheduled for trial. I'm assuming you all had asked for a jury trial.
No.
I think this is battery family violence, so the state's going to go for a jury trial. Okay. So I'm sorry, you said no to what?
No to the jury trial.
Well, what else would you like to do then, sir?
Can I talk to my attorney before?
I definitely would recommend you do so.
Yeah.
Please let your attorney know that he needs to appear on the Zoom,
Okay.
and then we'll take it from there. But I'm still here, and I'm going to be expecting you to respond before I close out this session, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I have one announcement if the court is ready.
Yeah, on which position?
That will be position 9, Ms. Garrett.
All right, Ms. April Garrett.
She may have stepped off the Zoom call. There she is, so we could use her phone to talk.
Yes, Ms. Helen?
The announcement, Judge, we're just asking for a reset. She does qualify. I'm going to enter in my appearance. This is a DUI, Judge. So we're going to request those videos, and we're going to particularize them for motions, but we do believe that this is headed towards a jury trial.
Okay. It's going to be scheduled for a motions calendar on July 21st. Ms. Reiser, if you could make sure the discovery is and whatever links are required to be uploaded.
I am sending Miss Helen those links right now.
This is going to be on the motions calendar. I'm going to generate a case management order today and also further notice this for a jury trial at the same time. So if the motions calendar is not dispositive of the case, then at least we'll have a trial date by then.
Understood, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Garrett, you will need to come back to court in person on July 21st at 9 a.m. with your attorney. In person, not Zoom. All right. And if you have no other questions, Ms. Helen, you have everything else you need from Ms. Garrett? Yep, okay, Ms. Garrett, you're free to go then. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And Ms. Garrett, I'll be in contact. Thank you. And Judge, I just wanted to follow up. Was there anyone else waiting to speak to?
Let's see, Mr. Yes. Case number 8. 8. Oh, 8 or 18?
He's already scheduled.
Oh, folks, no, that's gonna be Mr. Gaither. Mr. Folks has already, you've already taken care of Mr. Folks'
Yes, I'll
case,
take care
right?
of Mr. Folks.
Mr. Gaither, have you spoken to Mr. Ford or Mr. Sterling?
I have just spoke with Mr. Ford and I will represent him. But I'm probably gonna need to, if we can put that on the final plea calendar,
Have you spoken to Mr. Sterling or Mr. Turner?
that's Mr. Charles. You
Right.
also speak to him next.
Ms. Helen, do you want to speak to Mr. Sterling and Troy Sterling? He's our physician.
I'll speak to Mr. Sterling. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm so sorry.
Judge, I'm so sorry, but I just want to tell you, I had 2 cases. So I just want to make sure I've been checked in for both, please, just to make sure. I don't want no mix-ups.
Mr. Sterling, we're aware that you have 2 positions. Can you repeat
okay.
your cell phone number to me, please?
Yes, it's yes, it's 470 469 1292.
Please log off the Zoom while I give you a call. I don't think you can do a phone call and a separate conference at the same time. Thank you, Mr. Sterling.
Okay, you're welcome, but I am checked in for both of the cases that I made the appearance today.
Yeah, both are on the calendar. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys, all right.
And Your Honor, circling back to position 22, Mr. Irvin Turner, he's just indicated he's gonna go and hire his own attorney.
Mr. Turner, is the gentleman in the courtroom.
He's in the courtroom.
Just 1 second, please. And before we move on to Mr. Turner, what was your announcement for Mr. Ford?
I will represent Mr. Ford. He's now back in the courtroom. We just asked him in case he placed on the final plea calendar.
Anything else outstanding, discovery or anything like that?
From what I understand, everything should be complete. I just need an opportunity to just get myself, review with Mr. Ford, and then be ready for the final plea calendar.
Okay. Mr. Ford, your attorney is Mr. Frank Gaither. You all have shared contact information already?
Yeah, we're in the process.
Ford, did you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Your next court date is going to be on the final plea calendar, and that's going to be on August 4th at 9 a.m. in person. Same courtroom, August 4th.
Sure.
And Mr. Gaither is going to review your case file, and y'all are going to discuss the case and give me an announcement. You need to sign something for Mr. Gaither. All right, while Mr. Gaither is addressing that, Mr. Turner, if you'd like to come forward to this podium, please. All right, Mr. Turner, you were charged with 8 misdemeanor offenses arising from a traffic situation. Among the charges are driving under the influence of alcohol, endangering a passenger by DUI, driving while license suspended, and so forth.
Appreciate you. Sure.
Have you spoken to any attorney since 2019?
Yes, I had her turn about this law remember last year if I had to take some of the money and bear her with it.
Okay.
But I'll figure my contacts. So I'll be able to person.
Okay. I'm going to arraign the case, which means that you're going to plead not guilty to these charges. and then the case is going to be scheduled for trial.
Okay.
Right? As soon as you get your attorney, please let your attorney know that this case is going to be scheduled for trial, so they need to be prepared for trial.
Okay.
Right? Do you want me to read all the charges, or do you waive a reading of the charges?
I don't know what they put on me.
Okay. So, this is case 19 CR 001-430G. And in this particular case, this is State versus Urban D. Turner, charged with 8 misdemeanor offenses stemming from a May 19, 2017 incident, a traffic incident. Mr. Turner, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney hopefully will be retained very, very soon. A case management order will issue once I've arraigned your case. Presently, you are legally presumed innocent of these charges, and upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the case will be scheduled for a trial. Would you like a bench trial or a jury trial?
A jury.
The case will be scheduled for a jury trial. At the time of the trial, the prosecutor has the complete burden to prove all charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If the prosecutor prevails, you could be convicted of one or more of these offenses. And if so, you could be sentenced to up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine for each convicted offense. Given this information, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Right? Your case has been arraigned. A case management order will issue. I have a Mount Zion Road address.
Mhm.
That's still current?
Correct.
You got notice at this address?
Yes.
As soon as you retain counsel, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, let your attorney know that this case is scheduled for a jury trial.
Okay.
So you all need to be ready to address it, all right? Your attorney will know what it means for the case to be arraigned and so forth. Now, once the case is arraigned, typically any motions, any requests, any challenges to the case before we reach trial must be filed within 10 days.
Okay.
Right?
I'll be hiring an attorney.
Very little time right now.
Right.
Okay? Okay. If you have no other questions, you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
All right, Ms. Helen's talking, Mr. Baker's talking. Is there anyone else whose case has not been addressed? Okay. Yes, Ms. Hurd, if you'd like to unmute and start your video. And take-
Hello, good afternoon, Your Honor. I was told by the victim advocates to be in on this Zoom, but the defendant was not called, so I just didn't know if I should leave or not.
Who's the defendant?
Who's the defendant?
Yeah.
Who's the
Steve
defendant?
Watkins Jr.
Steve?
Steve Watkins Jr.
Okay, position 23. You are right. I'm not called out for his case, so I can call him out now. Steve Watkins. Steve Watkins. Position 23, we have. I have a return to sender from January 30th, 2023 for the calendar on February 10th. And then it was continued, but I don't have a return to sender and he's not here.
They will request bench warrant.
A bench warrant to issue $1,000 surety bond. And any other questions, Ms. Hurd?
Do you mind explaining to me what happens next? I know this has been going on for some time, so I was just a little lost in the process.
Well, it's not lost, but the case is scheduled.
No, I was lost. I got lost in the process.
The case has been scheduled twice before. And it was scheduled once before, and then it was reset for today, and he's not appeared. And so I've granted the prosecutor's request to issue a warrant for his arrest. So if he's arrested, we may have a case scheduled to hear him while he's in jail. Or if he makes bond, then he will be given a new fit date, and hopefully he'll appear again.
And
Am I able to ask a question, a favor, I suppose? As part of this is due to an outstanding child support order. There's an enforcement status that they've never been able to serve him. When this is brought up, can that be served as well?
You'll have to hire an attorney to get that question answered.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
And Judge, our victim advocate can give her some more information on maybe the process of that. And then I would just like to add, Ms. Bird, why the case is lingered a lot, and when I'm looking at the record, is because the defendant failed to appear or has been in custody in other jurisdictions. So I think that goes to a little bit of the delay, but our advocate will reach back out to you with any questions you have.
I appreciate the answers and the clarity. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Position 23 and 24. He's got two. Yes. Oh, 23 and 24. Yes. He's got both. On position 24, Mr. Watkins not appeared, Ben's bond, and the warrant, the surety bond is going to be 1,500.
And Judge, I have an announcement for 18 and 19 whenever the court is ready.
I'm ready. Yes, Ms. Allen.
Mr. Sterling does qualify. I have his application. I just like to enter in my appearance and just request for the next calendar date, Judge, for both of his cases.
Have you asked the discovery already?
Let me double check on both, Judge. I know I don't have the video discovery, but I haven't entered in my appearance for that yet, but let me check on the paper.
They're both in dormant status pursuant to, I think it's come back. It's just been revived since it was transferred to Orca.
You're correct, Judge. I just looked at both of those, so I don't see discovery, even paper discovery filed on them.
I'm going to reset both to the final plea calendar, which is going to be August 4th at 9 a.m. And Mr. Sterling, you'll have to appear in court in person.
Okay.
August 4th at 9 a.m. No more Zoom. And your attorney is Ms. Helen. And Ms. Reiser, can we update the discovery?
Yes, sir.
Case for position 18 and 19.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so everybody will be on the same page by the time we address this case on August 4th in courtroom G33, 9 a.m. on that day. Thank you.
Correct, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Gaither, anything to announce?
Nothing further. I have nothing further to announce, Judge.
Okay. Okay, I think that I'm still waiting on Mr. Castaneda. Mr. Perez, any updates? All right.
I attempted to reach him as well, and it's unsuccessful.
That is probably him.
Yes.
Perez.
My attorney sent me an email stating that he sent an email to y'all, you know, that I'm not taking the offer. And right now I can't get in touch with him. I don't know why.
Okay, well, if you're not.
Is it possible to reschedule?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So if you're not accepting the offer, that means the case is not going to be settled. So that means it's still an active case and we're going to just schedule it for trial. So let your attorney know that I'm issuing a case management order. Going to be further notice for a jury trial. And you and me need to be ready to come down to court in person when we send the notices out for the trial date.
Can you say that again?
Since you did not accept the offer, the case is not settling. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that still remains an open, active case against you. So the next step is to schedule it for trial. And we will send you notice of the trial date. I don't have the trial date at the present time. Tell your attorney, Mr. Castaneda, that I'm issuing a case management order
Mhm.
and that you and he will receive a notice for trial. And you're
Okay.
expected to be in the courtroom on the first day of the trial calendar.
Okay.
All right? If you have no other questions, you're free to go.
What's the date? What's the date?
I don't have the date. Like I said, a notice will be sent to you.
Okay. Oh, okay. Understood.
All right, okay. And if you change attorneys, whoever you decide to hire must be prepared for trial. I'm not continuing the case just because you bring in a new attorney.
Okay.
All right, okay. See you then. Take care.
All right.
Okay, position number 1, Antonio Juan Alexander. Antonio Juan Alexander is not present.
Bench warrant.
Bench warrant shall issue. It's going to be $1,000 surety bond, 500 on each count. Anthony Bach, B-A-H. Anthony Bach, middle name Abraham. This used to be with the Public Defender's Office, Mr. Gaither.
And I have no knowledge of Mr. Barr. Didn't even get an email about his case at all, Jenna. So let me do this. Let me ask, can we put him on a show cause? Can you give me an opportunity to do some
Oh, we're
research?
not doing show cause.
No show- Oh, okay.
So, looks like we did previously issue an arrest warrant in October of 2019. It
Okay.
was set aside. And then it was scheduled for a jury trial and he did not appear.
Mhm.
So,
And he received notice that this hearing went on?
and I don't have a return
Okay.
center.
Uh,
So, this is going to be a bench warrant granted and it's going to be $1,000 surety bond, 500 on each count. Position number 3 is null crossed. Copeland. Position number 4, Trisha Daniels is also used to be also represented by George White. Patricia Daniel has not appeared. Ms. Riser.
State would request bench warrant.
Bench warrant granted. This is going to be $1,000 surety bond. Position number 5 is reset to July 21st status / possible final plea at 9 a.m. with attorney Mike Moran. Position 6, Julie Ellison. Julie Ellison has not appeared.
State would request a bench warrant.
I think this will be her second bench warrant. She made a bond back in November 9th, 2018. Bond set at $500, it's a surety bond. Position 7, Gerald Ford is represented by Ms. Gaither, reset to the final plea calendar of August 4th. Position 8, Mr. Folks is represented by Ms. Patrice Helen. And no, Mr. Gaither, excuse me.
Yes.
And his current case, along with the 2 other cases already previously mentioned, are going to be reset to the final plea calendar of August 4th.
Sure.
Position 8, April Garrett's represented by Ms. Helen. Case management order to issue and further notice for jury trial. Meanwhile, it's going to be scheduled also for the motions calendar on July 21st. Position 10, Quamisha Glove. Quamisha Glove.
State would request bench warrant.
All right, bench warrant to issue. $500 on each count. Total bond is $1,500 surety. David Lee Hettinger.
State request bench warrant.
Right, this was a return to sender. Looks like he was previously arrested on March 11, 2020, and made bond on March 13, 2020, just before we issued the shutdown order on March 14. It couldn't be any more closer than that. Bench warrant to issue, this is going to be a $1,500 surety bond, 500 on the, Mr. Redden?
Yes.
On the failure to change the address, that's going to be a $500 signature bond through the jail.
Okay.
And on the DUI is $1,000 surety. Position 12, Major Hyman was non-crossed. 13, Jermaine Kelly is reset to final plea on August 4th, represented by Michael Bernard. 14, further notice for jury trial. 15, further notice for jury trial. Meanwhile, we're also scheduled on a final plea calendar for August 4th. Position 16, Tyrone Roberson. Not appeared.
State request bench warrant.
$500 surety bond. This is not his first bench warrant. Missing demographic information from Mr. Roberson. What? He's in Chicago, Illinois.
Let's see that.
Right, Mr. Rice, I don't know if you can issue a bench warrant. In this case, looks like the previous attempt to issue a bench warrant failed because I don't know what we are missing. You look, I said we didn't have everything. All right, let's try again. It's gonna be a $500 surety bond. He's all the way out in Chicago. Okay. Position 17 is going to be back to Judge Edie's division, subject to Judge Edie's consent. Position 18, Antoine Sterling is represented by Nicole. We set to a final plea on August 4th. Same announcement for position 19, same defendant. Position 20, Eladio Suarez Lopez, represented by April Robinson. Is that private counsel?
I believe so. But I digress. I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Here's the B judge. Her address shows us 1240 West Peachtree Street.
Yeah, it's definitely private.
7.
Mr. Suarez Lopez is not appeared. Ms. Rice,
Yes, state request a bench warrant.
bench warrant, $1,000 surety. Position 21, Harry Bell Thompson. Harry Bell Thompson has not appeared.
State request a bench warrant.
And this is going to be a $1,500 surety, 1,000 on the DUI and 500 on the speeding. Position 22, Mr. Turner is represented by Mr. Gaither.
No, actually, Mr. Turner was going to hire his own attorney.
That's right.
Yes.
He was just arraigned today.
Yeah. But, sorry, I still had him interviewed. Okay. Yes, Mr. Turner will hire a private attorney. His case has been arraigned and further notice for a jury trial. Position 23, Steve Watkins, bench warrant is to issue for $1,000 surety bond. Position 24, same defendant, bench warrant to issue $1,500 surety bond. Position 25, Mr. Whiteside is reset to July 21st, 9 a.m., represented by Mr. Ray Lewis. in person. That concludes our calendar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. You have a great weekend.
Yes, everyone do. Thank you.